If you work in the aerospace and defence industry, you'll know how challenging it is out there at the moment. With the effect of the Eurozone crisis and sequestration in the US still affecting European and American defence markets, the defence industry is facing real ongoing challenges, and businesses are finding it harder than ever to protect and grow market share. According to IHS analysis, the US defence procurement budget for 2015 is $43 billion lower than it was in 2011. That's $43 billion of revenue that's off the books in the US alone. In this climate, reliably identifying new global revenue opportunities in established, emerging and also adjacent markets is critical to long-term success in the aerospace and defence industry. So in this video, we're going to look at 4 ways in which A&D businesses can unearth new opportunities to grow revenue and build market share. The first thing to do is to examine where the spend is today and plot where it's moving to. Defence budgets might be challenged in North America and Western Europe, but it's not a zero-sum game. Regions such as the Middle East and Asia Pacific are experiencing growth, with countries such as South Korea and Saudi Arabia forecast by IHS to increase their defence spend by 21% and 29% respectively over the next 10 years. Using IHS Jane's defence budgets, we can see the upward trend in Saudi defence spending, with growth across almost all areas of the budget. Looking a little closer, if we look at spending on the Royal Saudi Navy, we can see a significant jump in spending on procurement from 2015 onwards. Then, switching to IHS Jane's defence sector budgets, it becomes clear that while procurement of ships grows and holds steady, the major medium-term growth is in missile procurement. Visualising and understanding these kinds of long-term trends will enable you to narrow your focus and divert your attention towards the regions that represent the highest potential for growth. While opportunities undoubtedly exist in the short term, such as urgent operational requirements or the ongoing tempo of maintenance, repair and overhaul, long-term profitability is best achieved by identifying opportunities that exist beyond the 1 to 3 year time frame in order to build a healthy pipeline of revenue. And of those over-the-horizon opportunities, the most effective will be those that the customer doesn't even yet realise are requirements that need to be contracted for. IHS Defence market forecasts are built up from detailed market, programme and procurement data to plot defence contracts out over a 10-year timeframe, but the forecasts also incorporate stated and derived opportunities. Stated opportunities represent capabilities that a customer has indicated will be procured, but derived opportunities are those in which IHS analysts have assessed current and future capabilities, equipment lifetimes and strategic requirements, and identified capability gaps that have not yet been identified by the customer, but which will need to be filled. Staying with Saudi Arabia, in this example you can see that IHS analysts consider there to be a significant growing requirement for command and control systems for the Royal Saudi Armed Forces, with derived opportunities rising to a value of around $250 million over the next 10 years. These are capability gaps that have not yet been contracted for by Saudi defence procurement teams, and they represent the starting points of pathways to potential future revenue. If your business can identify gaps in capability that will arise tomorrow and partner with a customer today to work towards filling those gaps, not only could you secure significant revenue, but you could also build a strategically important customer relationship. Defence contracts typically represent long-term solutions to strategic challenges, which means that the contracting authority is under pressure to deliver systems, equipment and technology that provides an appropriate capability now and into the future, delivers value for money to taxpayers at low risk, and potentially also creates jobs, develops the local industrial capability or bolsters international relations. With these competing and often interdependent objectives, it's critical that A&D businesses understand exactly what matters to the customer. For example, turning to the Navigating the Emerging Markets report for Turkey, we can see that beyond the economic and social advantages of developing local aerospace and defence industrial capabilities, defence equipment requirements and attitudes to indigenous defence industrial development are shaped by a series of historic threats and commitments. These include Turkey's geographic position in a region with a series of potential flashpoints, commitments associated with NATO membership, the instability in neighbouring Syria and the encroachment of non-state armed groups, the potential demand of a major counterinsurgency campaign against the Kurdish PKK, and disputes with neighbour and fellow NATO member Greece relating to Cyprus. Further, analysis from IHS Jane's Offsets Advisory module shows that Turkey imposes a minimum offset quota of 70% of contract value on defence procurements, and now also requires both direct and indirect offset from foreign bidders in its procurement processes. This kind of insight into customer situations and contexts can help to unearth strategic requirements that represent opportunities either for products or services, to position your business, or to build valuable relationships with prospective customers. A less obvious but no less valid avenue for growth is in adjacent markets. While many defence technologies are developed to address firmly military objectives, some technologies may find secondary paramilitary or even commercial applications. A great example is thermal imaging. Developed for military purposes, this technology is now finding uses far beyond its original application, and in markets that not long ago would have been thought difficult or impossible to enter. To put it into context, IHS Technology forecasts a compound annual growth rate of 149% for commercial thermal imaging applications through to 2018, representing more than 15 million units worldwide, a growth that is driven mainly by adoption into niche mobile handsets. Companies that were previously focused on supplying defense organizations are increasingly recognizing this kind of opportunity and are driving growth by marketing their products to law enforcement and even commercial audiences. Thanks for listening. I hope this video has given you a few new ideas about some of the ways in which A&D businesses around the world can identify and capture new opportunities in evolving market conditions. With over 100 years of experience, IHS is the leading global provider of defense and security information, analytics and expertise, and is a trusted independent partner to the world's most successful aerospace and defense businesses. To learn more about how your business could benefit from partnering with IHS, visit ihs.com/defense.